Right, I want to say Barak Yahweh, Barak Shah, Barak Yahweh, Barak Shah, Bahashim, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. And salutation to you brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. I like to say Mawathla Babel, which is death to Babylon. And the topic here is going to be carnally minded. Salakia. Lord willing, this is edifying to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth. So real quick, let me just jump right on it. You know, this day, the wicked day of Thanksgiving, you know, this is the day of the heathens, the day of the so-called white men, the day that he took the Native Americans land from them, slaughtered them, gave them smallpox. You know, this is a day of wickedness, man. And those that are carnally minded, those that are of the flesh, that just look upon this day and brush off everything that had happened to the so-called Native Americans, you are also in wickedness, man, and the Lord is not dealing with you. This is not a holy day. This was not a day that was given unto his people, which are the so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. This is a day that the so-called white man have implemented on you so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans that's too blinded to see what truth really is. You know, you have some Native Americans that protest against this, but you know, they're only protesting for equality. You know, they're not protesting against this devil for being what he is, a damn devil, you know. But this is Romans 8:6. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Right, to understand what the spirit really is, man. To be spiritual and to look at this day as it is, a wicked day, a day that the so-called white man have implemented to blind the so-called Hispanic, Native Americans, and so-called Negroes, man. You know, this is a day and when you look at it, a lot of the shit that these 2/3 ass niggas be having on the table when they cook all this food is hams and shit. Hams and ham and the greens, you know, pork shit, all that's wickedness, man. You gathering up for a day that's not of the Lord. The scriptures tell you to matter of fact, let me get this. This is Jeremiah 10:2. The scriptures tell you, hear ye the word of the Lord. So like, hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Right, so the Lord is speaking unto the so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And he said, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. Who are the heathen, man? The other nations, you know, the Arabs, the black ass Africans, you know, and the so-called white man, and the Chinese and the Japanese. You know, it says, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, man. So the Lord is telling you to learn not the way of the heathen. And this day is a heathen day, man. You know. So back in Romans 8:6, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and in peace. And 2/3 of our people aren't spiritual, man. You know, they don't want to be spiritual. They don't want to look at the true perspective that these devils are giving out. You know, they want to live in a false perception of reality. So they don't want to see what's really happening behind the scenes, you know. And ultimately, the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai is not on them to see these things behind the scenes. So it says, because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High. Right, 2/3 of our people are not about the laws of Yahweh Shem Shai. You know, yeah, you can't keep all the laws. We know that because we're in the land of our captivity, but you can try to keep some of them with the best of your ability. The scriptures tell you in Judges 5:11 to rehearse the righteous acts, you know, and you can find laws all over this book, man. You know, especially, you know, in the 5 books of Moses, when the Lord gave the laws unto Moses, you know what I'm saying, and to give down unto you so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But because those laws are righteous and you can't really fully understand what righteousness is, you rather follow wickedness because 2/3 of you Black Hispanics and Native Americans is believing that everything that's in America is of righteousness. You want to be a part of the world. That's why the Lord isn't dealing with you. It says, because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High. Neither indeed can it be. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. Right? 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you're about the flesh, man. You're all about the things of the world. And the scripture says, matter of fact, let me get this real quick. This is James 4:4. Ye adulterers and ye adulteress, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of the Lord. So 2/3 of our people are enemy of the Lord. You can't expect your woman to follow this. This is not for her. She's not spiritual. If she want to try with the best of her ability, she can. But ultimately, this isn't for your woman. This is for the men. But yeah, man, the world is enmity with the Most High. These things that's of the world is enmity with the Most High. This Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, all these wicked holidays. The Lord despise your feast days and your Solomon and Silmi. Going back into the book of Amos, the Lord despise all this shit, man. It says, but ye are not, Romans 8:8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so be that the spirit of the Most High dwell in you. Right, man. For you brothers out there that's really truthfully about this thing, Lord willing, into the end, you have to be in the spirit, man. You have to be about these scriptures, about this truth. You have to walk in it, with the best of your ability. You can't walk and you can't be in a carnal mind. Yeah, you might have to deal with your bills and all that shit, but you can't be a part of this world if you want to be a part of this truth. Matter of fact, let me get that, man. This is Romans 12, and I'm gonna jump straight to the point too. And it says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High, man. And what is good is following his law, statutes, and commandments with the best of your ability. We're striving for the things. We're striving for the heavenly things, the spiritual things. These people are striving for the worldly things that are of death, not of life. The scripture says, if you seek me, ye shall live. And how do you seek the Lord? Through this truth. By finding his man that teach this truth. It says, and if a Mashiach, matter of fact, let me go back to 9. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so be that the spirit of the Most High dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the spirit of a Mashiach, he is not of his, right? So if you don't have the spirit of this word, you are not of the Lord. Hey, because the thing is that 2/3 of our people believe that it's all about love, love, love. I can commit all kind of wickedness, and at the same time, the Lord will still love me type shit. You can't be in that mindset. These people that's in that kind of mindset are going to get put to death. The Lord is not dealing with niggas. He's not dealing with niggas in the world. The Lord is dealing with spiritual men that want to get the hell out of America. That's the kind of men that the Lord is dealing with. These people love the things that were set up by Esau. They want to be a part of this world. So if they want to be a part of this world, the Lord is going to destroy them. The Lord is doing all kind of things at this moment, man. There's a lot of things that's happening to show you that prophecy is in effect, with all of these diverse earthquakes, with all these fires happening in California, with that volcano that went off and burnt up Yellowstone in Hawaii, I believe. You know what I'm saying? With the economy constantly fluctuating the way it is, with the trade war between China and Russia, you know, everything that's going on between the U.S. and Syria, Russia. You know what I'm saying? North Korea is constantly building nuclear missiles. You know, you got Turkey buying missiles from Russia. I mean, there's a lot of things happening that's going to show you that we are at the end of Babylon, the whore, the harlot. You know, and people want to, and these people are in gross darkness. They're blind to the fact to see that what's coming is going to be major. And there's nothing that they can do because the Lord isn't with them, man. You know, and you can't, and these niggas can't prove that the Lord is with them. Now, not on no proud ass shit, but Lord willing, I believe the Lord is with us, man. The Lord is with brothers that's doing this thing with their whole heart, man. That's going out on the highways and byways and teaching this thing. You know what I'm saying? That's prophesying his truth. You know what I'm saying? That's speaking truth. You know? The Lord ain't with niggas telling you it's okay to worship Halloween, Christmas, and Thanksgiving and all this other wicked ass holiday type shit. That's not of the Lord. You know, pull out the scriptures where it says to worship or celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving type shit. There's nowhere in the scriptures where it says that, man. You know what I'm saying? So you either have to be for the Lord or you're going to be for death. And if you are a carnal minded ass nigga, you're out for death, man. The Lord is starting to put niggas to death. You know? Let's bring this back. It says, verse 10, and if a Mashiach being you, the body is dead because of sin, but the spirit is life because of righteousness. Right, man? Because you're doing the right things of Yahweh Shemel Shai. You're doing the good things of the Lord, man. You're going out teaching his word. 2/3 of these people ain't doing shit. 2/3 of these people are loving the ways of the so-called white man. They love to gather up and get together and have fun with their families type shit. The Lord have separated you from your family. You have truth now. While they have lies and deceit, you have truth. You know, it says, but if the spirit of him that rised up Yahweh Shai from the dead dwell in you, he that rised up Yahweh Shai from the dead shall also quicken your mortal bodies by a spirit that dwelleth in you. Therefore, brethren, we are debtors not to the flesh, to live after the flesh. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live, man. So you really have to be about the spirit in this thing. You have to really visualize and see what the Lord is doing, you know, and he's bringing this place down. 2/3 of our people got to get put to death, you know, and these heathens are going to go into captivity under the so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, under those that the Lord have chosen, you know. So, like the apostle, he made a video, Apostle Tahar, believe, you know, those that lead into captivity shall go into captivity. When you go back into, I believe, Zechariah 1:14, the scripture says, for I was very displeased with the heathen when they afford the affliction. So all these nations have had a part in the captivity of the so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Now they have to go into captivity under those same people that they put into captivity. And when we, and Lord willing, when the kingdom, and Lord willing, if brothers are of the elect and the kingdom comes, you know, we're going to be in that Lord willing, that power seat, man. And we're going to rule and put these nations in captivity under righteousness. Not how these devils have did us, man. Raping our women, raping our men, our children, feeding our kids to alligators and shit. Well, you know what? We might do unto them with the whole feeding them to animals thing a little worse, man. You know? We gonna rule in the kingdom in righteousness, man. And that's what brothers are doing this work and preparing for. We're preparing for the kingdom. You know, we're not preparing to stay here in America, man. America is wicked. America have to go. This place is defiled unto the inhabitants thereof, man. The scripture says, ye adulterers and ye adulteress. The Most High have enmity with them that are of the world, to roughly paraphrase it. And you people love the world. You love the things of the world. You love your Christmas, your Thanksgiving, your Halloween. You know, you love working for the so-called white man. You love striving for the things of the world instead of building your spiritual riches in the heavens, man, where neither dust nor moth can corrupt, you know. But yeah, man, I don't want to keep going on here, man. I'm gonna go ahead and close it out and say Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutation to you brothers out there doing this work in truth, sincerity. I'd like to say Mawathlot Babel, which is death to Babylon, and Shalom.